Touchdown to Heathrow, DP and me, bro. About to hit the club and turn the shoot to a freak show. Look through the peephole, everybody geek, yo. Need to get go with an extreme. Need to see 6 midgets that be fighting, juggling. Maybe it's just me, cause my mind is struggling. Babes, boyfriend is acting like a clown. Know what's going down every time that we are down. Take a look through the peephole, yo. Everybody's getting geek, bro. Stop the hate and let them neeks know that we turn the club into a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club, yeah, we turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club into a freak show. Look at Snow White eating rotten apples. Dirty bass that be coming at you. Roller coasters like a supernova. Around the ringmaster, this my tabernacle. See you screaming, I'm like, what for? Oh, you pop? Yeah, I got popcorn. I've been wake up on the wrong lawn, so we won't stop. It's a lost cause. Take a look through the peephole. Yo, everybody's getting geek, bro. Stop the hate and let them neeks know that we turn the club into a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club, yeah, we turn the club to a freak show.
What is up, everyone? Train Freak and
Train Freak Jr.
is here today. We're doing Sidetrack Sunday, so this is the third Sunday for the month of May, and so it's our turn. And normally I've been doing this new series of inviting someone on to, talk about like a railroad or a railroad town or something. But since we attended the Jefferson, Texas train show yesterday, and we actually met Robert from the Flying Crow there, we decided that why don't we just show off what we got? And he racked up. I didn't get as near as much as he did, but he got some really good stuff. So before we get to that, I want to go ahead and see who's all here and who all posted. And so let's go ahead and start on the list while you're looking at the Model Railroad live streams list on your left. All right, so we got Go Via or Go Home. That is Chris, and he said first with the exclamation mark. Then we got Opa Dodge. Then we got M&M Short Lines Railroad, which is Marty. Then we have Dwight Curley, who says he's first. Sorry, Dwight. I think you're fourth. So, and then we got Wicked and Sanity. Let's see who else we got. John with the Schuylkill River Valley. And let's see. Anyone else? We got Frank, Steeler Fan, is in the house. We got Roy Eltham, Train Fan 120. And holy smokes, my chat just jumped. Joe Rader is here. And let's see who. We got Carl Braun, Bang Got You Junction. New Fenris Railroad, that is William. We got Ray Bobell. Hey, Ray, we got a special treat for you. So I hope that gives you a good laugh, considered your last show from the last month. Let's see. Who else do we got here? We got Steve Childers. We got Sparky 107. I think, Sparky, Train Freak Jr. got a special card that I think you're going to be interested in if you was into N-Scale. Let's see here. Of course, we got Amanda. That is Miss Freak. She is in the house, so the whole Freak family is here. And let's see, who else do we got? We got Dakman Productions. Hey, Sean. Cat Nuts at Southern Yankee Railroad. Rick Bailey is here. MSIL Hunter 5. I think that is, you're new to my stream, so I'd like to give you a welcome on that. And let's see, Kyle Stevens. Chasco, My Life's Tracks, Murphy 7575. And we got Nisi here, Nisi J. And let's see here. Ray says, I think that lift skid marks. That's awesome. We got Rail Artist, Mystic Southern Railway, another John. I think that's John number 7. There's so many of you Johns out there. It's unreal. And let's see. I think I'm caught up with the chat. Yeah, I know the mic's blocking Junior a little bit, so he's going to have to duck down under the mic because I'm not going to move the mic. And we got Santa Fe Bob. And the reason I'm not going to move the mic is because I have a camera attached to it as well, so that way when we show you what all we have, we can actually put it right up under a much better camera. So, all right, I think we are all caught up on the chat, and it looks like our model railroad live streams have at least gone through the full week. And we got Al Mars, so welcome, Al. Now, if I end up missing anybody, I apologize. So make sure you pop in the chat saying hi, hi, hi until I recognize you, and then I'll give you your proper shout out. So, all right. So let me switch the screens here, and we're going to go to this. So I put a white sheet of paper here, and that's so that way the camera will do a better job focusing on the items. Now, of course, Junior might have to hold his up because we all know how small N scale is. So I'm going to let him go first with all of his stuff, and then he's going to bow out, and then I'm going to show everything I've got. And then, of course, I've actually got 2 packages came in the mail while I was gone, so I'm going to go ahead and do those as well. So, Junior, what do you got over here to share?
First, we have I at least have my first car of BNSF. Hold on a second. There we go. And it's a coal hopper.
It looks like it's got a coal load in it, too.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's called a coal hopper. It's got coal.
All right. We got Risden and Rome Railroad and Split Rock popping in. So welcome, guys. Yeah, Roy, you're exactly right on that. We definitely need the magnifiers. That is for sure. All right, so you got one coal hopper, and that's actually called a bathtub gondola.
Whoa.
And so this is actually upside down to us, so that way y'all can see it. But it's a bathtub gondola, and it does come with a coal load. So it's really, really cool.
Plus, it really matches my BNSF locomotive.
Yep. All right. I think this is probably the best one that he's got. One of the best ones.
I have a pack of...
You can set that one down. That one's big.
I think it...
Oops.
Is that gondolas? I can't
Those
see if
are...
it's upside down.
Those are coal gondolas.
So coal gondolas, I got a pack of 5 coal gondolas.
Yep. And what's the railroad on those?
The railroad?
Yep. What does that say there?
I already said
I know
Santa Fe.
Oh, Santa Fe?
Yeah, I already said
I didn't hear you say Santa Fe, so there you go. So he got some Santa Fe coal cars. So that's going to give him a nice little coal train to start with.
Nice. So I'm going to have the motherload of coal.
Yes, you are.
All right. Let's see.
And Santa's going to do real good to keep bringing you coal for Christmas. All right.
All right.
All right. What else did you get? Because I know you got a lot of neat stuff in there.
Speaking of neat, here's my favorite and the first car I've bought from that train show. Look at that. I don't know what the boxcar supposed to be for, but man, does that have a lot of spray paint on it.
So that is a Micro Trains 45th Anniversary Edition boxcar. And they graffitied that on there, which is really cool.
Yeah, especially since it's like all over the place.
Chris, go via, go home. You know there's a such thing called Christmas in July. That's only a couple months away. So, all right. So that's a really cool car, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking, wow, that's very colorful. I should probably get that.
And I did pull the car out, and it's not the same on both sides. So we'll go ahead and show it to you.
Mhm.
So this is what the other side looks like. It's just a standard Microtrains boxcar with the mouse.
Whoa, I actually did not
So-
notice that before.
And I'm assuming the 2017 on here would mean that's when it was their 45th anniversary. So I'm assuming they will be doing a boxcar in next year for probably their 50th anniversary. So, but that's a really neat car.
Yeah, I was just seeing only the front of the case, and I was so excited that I didn't notice the back from
Yep.
before. Anyways, we've got now here is a good car for the passenger train. That is going to be a
Ooh.
was it California Zephyr?
Yeah. Okay. So this one's hard to tell. But
It's
Aaron's thinking that he could definitely use this on the California Zephyr that Steve
Yes.
Childers is hooking him up for. On this side over here, it says the Museum of Science and Industry, and it says Chicago on it. So it's a MSI. And then on this side, it's got a Burlington, and I do not know what style of locomotive that is. So Steve, that is up your alley. So if you want to tell us what model Burlington locomotive that is, that would be great. But it says the Pioneer Zephyr right under it. And it is the same on both sides.
Oh, and it's boxcar. Y'all may have
Yep.
noticed.
So he's thinking that he could probably put this as a...
Wait, doesn't the couplers
Oh,
look wrong?
yeah, it's got the Rapido couplers on it, but we can always change those
Oh
out.
yeah, we've probably got a lot of knuckle couplers going on.
Yeah, we got knuckle couplers. We can get that fixed. That's no big deal. Amanda, we always save the best for last. Yes, Freak Jr. got a locomotive too.
Mm-hmm. But we will get to that as soon as we get to that.
So Steve is saying that locomotive, or here we go, a shovel nose diesel. And Steve is saying that is the original Zephyr circa 1930-ish. So I think it would look pretty cool to go on that passenger train you're fixing them up with, Steve. All right, what do you got now? What kind of car is that?
I have another BNSF car, and it's a scrap gondola.
So this one, let me pull it out because the camera is not going to show it
And
to you.
since it's called a scrap gondola, obviously it has a scrap, a load. It has a
Ew,
scrap.
it does not want to focus. But you can see the scrap load on the inside, and it is completely removable. So there you go.
I would say that's my second gondola with a load.
That would be good for running operations on a in-scale. The CB&Q
so.
train is on display next to a German U-boat. Oh, that's cool.
Maybe so.
All right, so and this car here is a roundhouse. I didn't know they made roundhouse in in-scale, but that's pretty cool to know. Hey, Pappy showed up. Welcome, Pappy.
Next.
You only missed a few items, so not much. Yep, let's go with the next one. All right, Sparky. This one's going to be probably your favorite out of all the in-scales.
And we got another car with a little bit of graffiti on it, and it's a Conrail.
Conrail.
Mm-hmm.
That is a what is that? A 50-foot, 60-foot boxcar, I think, double door.
I definitely know it's double door. I can see it.
Yeah. 60-foot. It is a 60-foot boxcar. And I do not think the graffiti is the same on both sides. I think it's different. Let's see if I can pull it out of here.
Maybe.
Yeah, no graffiti on that side. It's just weathered. So we got graffiti on one side, not on the other.
Maybe they couldn't cross the train because the train was in the way and they couldn't get behind the train fast enough and spray paint it some more.
You never know.
That's why sometimes you have graffiti on one side and no graffiti on the other.
Right. All right, we got Martin Siersma here, and it looks like Ian from the Lehigh River subdivision joined us as well. So welcome, guys. And Sparky says, still in scale. Can't see it. Did some one smudge blue paint on it. No, that is graffiti. I'm going to pull it back out. Let me see if I can get it up closer to the camera.
Here, want me to hold it?
Nope, I got it. Let's see how close I can get it. There we go. There we go. So it looks like someone tagged it 3 times. Now just for Sparky, there you go. We'll blow that Conrail logo up if it doesn't. There we go. So that way it doesn't blur out. And it is weathered.
Yes.
So that's a really, really cool looking car. I'll tell you, his collection is getting almost as big as mine already. All right, what else did you get?
I'm not sure if this is my first type of car, but I got a Syntex center beam. Wait, is that my first center beam?
I don't know. It could be, might not be. Who knows?
I think that might be my first. I don't know.
Yep. So center beam.
Okay, center beam.
So, yep.
It's white.
Let's skip that one and the next one. Let's do these 2 last. So let's go with this one here.
All right. So y'all said something about locomotive,
Yep.
right?
That was Mama Bear or Mama Freak.
We got once again another BNSF locomotive.
So Sparky on that one, I think we only gave like $10 for that car. As far as the microtrain stuff go, I do not think the price is any more since it's factory weathered, but I really don't know the answer to that question because we haven't really bought anything brand new that's microtrains. So, and let's see here. So this is a B23-7. So it is a GE U-boat. And what happened is when the guy was testing it, let's see if, yeah, it looks like the plow is still off of it.
Yeah.
So when the guy tested it, the track wouldn't come on, and he threw a switch, and the plow came off of it. It derailed, and the plow popped off. And so what he has done is he is ordering another shell. This one came from another club. And I think he's going to order another shell so that way, and he also gave us $10 off of the locomotive too. So that's not a bad ordeal on that one. Hey, I think I saw Cousin Vinny pop in. Welcome, Vinny. So, yep, he got another locomotive that he can run in tandem with his
Other 2 BNSFs.
Yeah, you got like a Jeep unit of some type. I can't remember what Jeep.
Is that locomotive DC then?
It is a DC.
Okay,
So this, it's strictly DC. There's no sound, not DCC, but he's still running DC for the time being. So
Well, there's only one locomotive that isn't DC.
right,
But it has sound in it.
all right. We'll show these 2 together. Hold on, these 2 right here.
So these are the same thing. That's why we're showing them together. The number may be different, but we got, is it called flat cars?
No, these are called Wellcars.
Oh, well cars.
And actually, the only difference in the number is one is A and the other one is B. There we go. So you got a couple of SP Wellcars. And I think that's pretty cool that we were able to find both an A and a B unit. Originally, these would have been connected with a drawbar, possibly. I don't know why the singles would have the same road number with an A and then a B, with having trucks and couplers on both sides. Maybe someone like Split Rock might know the answer to that, or possibly Container Man if he was here. Fred Wild popped in. Hey, Fred, welcome. So he got those, and to go with these containers, or Wellcars, and the Wellcars that Chris Mitchell got him in a mail call recently, he got some containers too. So let's show everybody the different containers you got.
So I got 4 bags of containers.
So, and these are all in bags, so that's how they sold them. So he got 2 40-footers, an Evergreen and a K-line.
And we got 2 containers of American BN.
Yep.
Or BN American.
Yep. Burlington Northern.
American. And we've got a we got 2 Southern Pacifics.
Yep. And this was the last pack of these. So
And we got SFs, aka Santa Fe's.
Yep. And he got a pack of Santa Fe's. Now, Sparky, you know I'm going to do the best scale for last. Come on now. I'm trying to get him done so that way he can go to do what he needs to do. So, all right. So, Wellcars, containers, he's got enough to do a double stack in each of them. And that was his haul. So, I will tell you, this train show had so much more in scale right now than it did in HO. And there was only one table that had O scale. So that kind of says a lot right there. Hey, Greg from Midsummer Railway in scale popped in. So welcome, Greg. All right. So that's all of yours, right?
Mm-hmm. Wait, let me check.
Yep. I think that's all of yours. All right. So I'm going to kick you out. Hey, Flying Crow showed up. He recognizes these guys.
Hey.
So now you can go put these with the rest of your mass collection that you've got there. And now we don't have to keep this G-rated. All right. PG preferably, but not G. All right. All right. Let's see. Did I miss anybody else coming in? I do not think so. All right. So let's get to my stuff. Since Flying Crow just popped in, I'm going to show him or show what I got from him. We actually did a trade, and you would have saw the trade on his live stream where he actually put me to work on his layout. And so I gave him a pack of Holstein cows because I did not realize that those were dairy cows. And I was going to put them at the High Stakes Ranch. And so Robert kind of bailed me out on that situation. Oh, Lord, what do we got here? You got your mic muted, Ray.
Yeah.
Let me get you your intro music. Just for you.
Uh-huh. That's right.
So this is what man, you made me lose my train of thought. We derailed. We officially derailed now. We ain't even got started on the HO stuff yet. All right. So Flying Crow, he got a pack of the Holstein cows from Woodland Scenics, and in return, I got half a pack of these hay bales.
Hey!
So that works. And he also gave me, this is a 3-pack of the SP. Oh, Lord. I'll just open it. See if that glare doesn't cause it to go away. But it's a 3-pack of the SP Golden Pig Service. And each of the trailers are numbered differently. So I thought that was pretty neat. So that's what Flying Crow hooked me up with. So I did not get that at the train show. But I did get these. And I think I might already have this one. I have to double check the road numbers. And, of course, my stock's all put up. What's up, Container Man? Dude, you totally just missed the in-scale well cars and containers that Freak Jr. got. So you're going to have to go back about 5-10 minutes. But I got an 80-footer, 86-footer boxcar. And this one's, it's a 8-door. So it's got 2 doors here and 2 doors there. So it's an auto parts boxcar is what this one is. And I got to go and verify to see if the one that I have is the same road number. If it is, I'll probably just end up giving this one away. So, because it's going to need metal wheels, and it still has Ray's favorite couplers, which is the horn hooks.
Guess what? I started working on today.
Did you start coupler swapping?
I started doing coupler swaps today.
Really?
Yep. The whole Beauville yard has been converted to KDs.
Hey, not bad. Now, to go with the SP one, also found, and this is an Athearn Blue Box, a Rock Island 86-foot boxcar, which I do not have. So that's going to be a good one to go with too. So I got 2 of those. And then I picked up another TOF.
I think Heath's hiding container, man, but I'm sure that he took Train Freak's thoughts.
Yeah, he did. He totally took my thoughts. He flushed them right down the drains, what he ended up doing. So, but I got a TOFC. This is just a TTX. Walther's Gold Line, so that's not too bad. And it's got the little 5th wheel hitches up in there as well. 2 of them. So I didn't think that was a bad deal. I paid $25 for it for a Walther's Gold Line. Let's see here. If Niecy's here, I know she'll like this one. And I'm probably going to need either her or John Arthur to confirm if these are even like this. But I found this boxcar, and it's a Seaboard. But normally you would have the name and the road number on this side. So I'm curious if Seaboard did anything like this, where it was on the other side. So, but that is one of the boxcars I got, and it looks like it's got a little bit of weathering to it. It's got plastic wheels, so those have to be swapped out. And it does have KDs, but the wrong KDs. I use the scale heads, not the standard heads. But it's in a AccuRail box, so $5. I mean, I didn't think that was too bad. I mean, the KDs itself, you know, that's almost $5 in itself, in my opinion. Let's see, what else did I get in the box? I got a kit that's got to be put together, but this one is a 60-foot mechanical reefer. And it's got, so this one is the American Refrigeration Transit Company, but it's got 2 logos on it. It's got the Missouri Pacific and the Norfolk and Western, which, if I'm not mistaken, this would have been after Norfolk and Western acquired the Wabash, if I'm not mistaken. Because I've seen some of these older ART cars that would have the Mopac logo and the Wabash logo on it. So that would be something else if anybody knows the answer to. Paulville, Grovemont, and New Jersey Railroad. Welcome. This might be the first time. Oh, Lord. And then, of course, Steve, 87th, has got to mention this. There goes the stream. I guess he's talking about you, Ray. He must be talking about you.
No, they were picking on me about changing out the couplers from the horn hooks to the KDs. So, you know, that's fine.
Well, hey, I've got a few cars I'm going to have to do that too, but it wouldn't be my first one. All right, so let's see what else here. Paper box car. Burlington Northern. This is another Walters. I gave $15 for it. So pretty nicely detailed car, and I would open it, but it's still in the plastic. So he wanted 24. Do what?
Gotta love those high cubes.
Yes. Yes. I've got 2 already. I've got a Cotton Belt, and then I've got a Ump. And that's Upper Marion and Plymouth, which is Schuylkill River Valley's main railroad, or his freak flag that he likes to spout off at. Then, of course, I found these, and it was a must. Y'all know me well enough. A pack of Cotton Belt trailers, yeah, you can never have enough of these. So I jumped on those too. Hey, Lynn McCurdy's here. Welcome, Lynn. And finally, Heath shows up. So we got the full STS crew in attendance. I think I saw Rick earlier.
Yeah, the trees running around there someplace.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't surprise me. All right, so I think I got 3 40-foot tankers. This is what I've really been lacking is the tank cars. And so I gave $5 each for these. And the first one is a Texaco, metal wheels, and Katie's. And this side's got a number 5 with the metal, I guess I don't know, the tripwire straightened out. And then this one over here is the one that I use, so I don't know if they try to use it as a conversion car or what. Not like you really need it with, Katie couplers, but there we go. That's the type of coupler that I use is that standard scale, the scale head, not the standard head, which is a lot wider. And this thing looks like it's even weathered too. I mean, it's kind of got like a little rough shape to it, a little bit of a weathering to it. So $5, I didn't think it was a bad deal. I don't know if you would call this an Athearn blue box because the box is actually yellow, but it's like the blue box style. So
that actually predates the blue box.
So there you have it. So that tells you how old it really is. But speaking of a blue box, I've got a Phillips 66 40-foot tanker. And they had this one as a conversion car too. You can't really see it because it's still in the plastic, but this one's got a KD number 5 on it. And this one's got a horn hook. So they used that one as a conversion car as well. $5. I didn't think it was a bad deal.
Ha ha ha, Sparky. I think that was getting back to the whole yellow box thing. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, the yellow box ones were like in the mid 60s, and then the blue box was more the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
So yeah, it's because I've actually got the one passenger's car set that I've got is actually a yellow box set from Athearn. So and that definitely dates back to the mid to late 60s.
Well, and it wouldn't surprise me if the blue box actually went into the 90s, probably like the early to mid. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I know that the blue boxes were really popular during the in the late 70s, early to mid 80s and on. But
yeah,
before Genesis took over. But yeah,
right. Big G's Railroad, welcome. So we got Big G's here. Man, we got 49 people here that just want to see what all I bought. So another tanker, Clark Oil Refinery, diesel fuel. So, and that's a GATX reporting marks on it. So that's another one that could supply diesel fuel for the engine facilities. So that helps. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but most of the stuff I've showed you besides 2 items are like older stock, blue boxes and now I'm fixing to get to these Concours. There really was not a lot of newer stuff in HO at this train show. There was a few items, but it was nothing that I was interested in. There was one Athearn Genesis locomotive that was for sale, but it was like Canadian National, and it was just too modern for my railroad. Hey, Joey from the Late Night Model Railroad is in the house. Welcome, Joey. All right. So, speaking of Concours, I found a Santa Fe piggyback on a Santa Fe trailer. And it's kind of hard to tell. But this one still has the plastic and stuff on it, so I'm not going to be able to open it out. So got that. And this is the last item that I got that was in boxes. And this looks like a 3-pack. It might be a 4-pack. But it's Sealand containers. 3 pieces. So 3-pack. So I got 3 of those containers, which will go good with my well cars and some of the flat cars that I plan on putting these on too. And that's all of my box stuff. Now let's get to the unboxed. And this one I'm going to have to fix because Katie Coupler box popped off. And I think I have this one. I'm going to have to double check my road numbers. This is the other one I think I have. But this one's weathered, and it comes with Katie's and metal wheels. And so I got me another one of these cotton belt. This is a 50-foot box car. And with it being weathered, I mean, look how, this side's just really dirty looking. But I was thinking for weathered with Katie couplers, you couldn't go wrong for $10 for the car. So, and I'm thinking, by the way, these metal wheels look like this might be a Proto 2000 because it's got the ribbed wheels. And it's got the weight, on the underside. So, but I'm thinking I might already have this one, and the one that I have is not weathered. So if they are the same road number, I'll end up giving that other one away. So that's the first one I got. This one I thought was really cool. And I think in this one this one might be a branch line because the underframe is metal. But it's another Seaboard. But this one actually says the Orange Blossom Special on it. And I have not seen a lot of these around.
Nice.
So I thought that was a good hit for sure.
Nice.
It's the only downside is it's got plastic wheels. It does have Katie's couplers, but the plastic wheels will have to be replaced. Hey, Z Fantasy Trains popped in. Hey, Z.
The reason why I'm being quiet, folks, is because I'm watching what Jason's doing.
You're trying not to mess me up is what it is, huh?
Well, basically, yeah.
All right. So I've got 4 more loose items. And I had to wrap these in plastic so that way they would not get damaged. Or attempt not to get damaged. So this is a railroad I've never heard of. And I'm assuming it's a short line. But this is a 50-foot turtle roof style box car. Katie's metal wheels. Texas Southeastern Railroad. I've never heard of this railroad. So, and I'm thinking this is a Proto 2000 because it has the ribbed wheels. But even the trucks on it, I'm going to see if I can bring this closer. And I don't know if I can or can't. But the trucks have like the brake. You can see it on the bottom one if you look very carefully. It's got like the brake shoes. That are in the uncompressed position. So I thought that was really neat that these trucks had that on there. I know you can't see the top one, but you can see the bottom wheels. So I haven't seen a lot of trucks with those.
I was going to say that's a detail that you usually don't see in HO scale for some reason. Is the brake shoes on the cars?
Exactly. So I thought that was neat within itself. Let's see. When was this one built? This was built in 1939. So that would be. It says RPK 5368. I don't know what that means, but. And then LUF 6265. So, but for the fact that it was built in 1939, I could definitely use that in my older era. Texas Southeastern. Never heard of it. All right, the other one's inside the bag. All right, so this one is a Santa Fe, and I'm thinking this one is a Proto 2000 as well. It's got the same brake shoes on the trucks. Well, let me go here. There we go. But this one's just a standard Santa Fe, the Grand Canyon line. I've got one of these that's a 40-footer, so now this would give me a 50-foot as well. So, And like I said, all of these cars are all weathered. With Katie's metal wheels, $10 a piece. I mean, that's not a bad deal. So Robert from Flying Crow is saying that Texas East, well, there he goes. Saying the Texas Southeastern Railroad is a short line. So that's why I've never heard of it. And it is still in existence. So how about that? Now, Robert, do you know if they are still private owned or did they get bought out from someone like GNW? That would be a good question to know the answer to.
And Gus, Gus the lunatic from Arno is in, and I don't know if how long Steve 87 PSAP's been in. And I know Split Rock's in here as well. So Big G's Railroad. I don't know if I've ever seen that name before.
Well, for all of y'all that are in my live stream, if you're not subscribed to Rainbow Bell or the other three for the Sidetrack Sundays crew, man, I highly suggest it because we take turns every Sunday doing live streams. So, and Ray is probably one of the best shows to attend. So, especially for it to go down the drain. All right. Next one I got. And then this one just looks trashed. Ooh, come on. There we go. We got a Rock Island 50-footer. And it says Rocket Freight on it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Weathered. Now this one does have the plastic wheels on it. So I'll have to change those out. And then I liked how someone put here, it said New York that way and Chicago the other way. This vendor actually sold me this car for $1 because it did not have the box. So I'm not complaining.
I can't wait to be able to get to a freaking train show.
I'm telling you, man. Now, some people, they wanted too much for some things, and then some people, I don't know. All right, so here's another one of these, and it's got the same trucks with the brake shoe attachment. This one I do not have. So this is a cotton belt. It's a double door, but it's got the sliding door and the plug style door. So I thought that was interesting, to see a double like that.
I don't think I've ever seen a car with a set of doors like that. That's unique.
I've seen it on 40-footers. I've actually seen actual pictures of a 40-footer double door that had two separate style doors on it. Actually, one of the local museums that has it has a couple of cotton belt boxcars. They're really UPs that have been repainted. You would actually walk through the boxcar to get into one side of the museum building, and then out, you would come out through the other boxcar. And the second boxcar, and they were both 40-footers, the second one had double doors just like that. So that's the only reason why I went after this one here. And it looks like he tried to do a little bit of weathering to it. Some rust streaks and stuff. So I might go over it with a fade to kind of get rid of that bright white on it and kind of give it more of a yellowish or a tannish color on it. So, but $5, I mean, you can't beat that one. And that's all I got from the train show. And then the only other thing I've got is I got 2 boxes in the mail. One of them was one that I mentioned in the last mail call. Let's see here. Rainbow Bell shows usually takes and trains fairly fast due to certain guests. New York City dude, Fultz, and a freak with an Amish beard with a little freak.
Roy.
Leave it to the truck driver, huh? That's awesome. So what is Roy going to say when Little Freak grows his beard, huh? I mean, it's going to be a few years down the road, I would think.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Tom's Trains and Things popped in, and David Atkins. Welcome, guys. All right, so let's see if I can get this here box open.
I was just getting ready to ask that, John, number 2. How's Debbie doing?
Yes. How is Miss Debbie doing? Sorry, Sparky, no peanuts in this one.
Amanda's saying there won't be 2 beards in the house.
Okay, so this one I saw pop on eBay. I jumped on it. This is brand new. I don't know when they released these, but this is an Athearn roundhouse, so it's a cheaper line. Let me get the plastic off so you can see it. But my maintenance away, I've been using a express boxcar. Now I finally have a maintenance away boxcar for my maintenance away train. And that is a single sheaf door. I do not like the trucks on this, though. The trucks kind of look funny, but hey, it's got metal wheels. And it's got the right coupler, but it's plastic. I don't like that plastic. But it's got the right coupler. So I thought that was a pretty neat little buy. I think I gave $20 for it. And I can't remember how much shipping was. So, but I've never seen one of these ever. So I jumped on it for the maintenance away. So I thought that would kind of increase, I don't know, the view on it. Hey, we got PK and W Model Works here. Welcome, PK. All right, and I got one more box to open. Well, Sparky, I've been collecting those peanuts for you. Here's the last one. I wonder what it could be. Actually, I know what it is. There we go. I want to know if they used enough tape. Because they literally taped around the whole corner. Ray, I swear this is almost as bad as Heath's tape job.
Yeah, probably not.
And they wrap it again in grocery ad. So it's like a present in a present. So, Sparky, man, I wish, dude, they did not have anything Conrail in HO scale at that train show. Not a thing. I was so disappointed because I was wanting some more Conrail stuff for the layout. Because I only have 2 Conrail items, and it's a gondola and an insulated boxcar. All right, so little story behind this. This is an exact rail. And the guy said, so I don't know how true this is, so y'all can look this up if y'all want to. But the guy said that this car in here was only made for the club members of the Chicago Northwestern Historical Society. So I don't know how true that is, but Exact Rail made. What was that? I don't know what that was. Oh, that's a coal load. How about that?
Chris from Go Via Go Home was saying he had a cotton belt once, but it didn't work as well as a leather belt.
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't. Oh, that is cool. It's like 2 different coal loads. That's neat. So this is a gondola, and it came with 2 different coal loads. So that's interesting. I was wondering what that was that fell out. But here you go. It's their Bicentennial car. So and I thought it was a covered hopper, and that's what it was advertised as, was a covered hopper. So that's interesting that he obviously didn't even open it up to see what exactly it was. So there you go. Coal car. But yeah, they said that was only made for club members of the Chicago Northwestern Historical Society. And he was originally selling it on eBay with another one for, it's like both of them for $125. And I thought that was a little high for two. And I know Exact Rail is like really, really detailed. And I was figuring that, when he was going to list that one separately, because I actually emailed him and I said, Robert, I'm sorry, he only had one, just one. But when he said, I just lost my train of thought again. That gummit. There you go. But needless to say, I asked him, I said, dude, could you just sell the Bicentennial separately? I said, that's the only one I'm interested in. I don't want to spend $125 for two cars. I was thinking he was going to list this thing for $75 because of the fact of it's rare. It was only offered, to those club members. So it's not like you could go to a hobby shop and buy one. I don't know how true that is, so I took his word for it. He actually put it on there for $65. So that was basically him saying that it was $5 more than the non-Bicentennial one. So I was like, you know what? I'll jump on it. And so, because I've been collecting some cars to go towards my Bicentennial train. So, but that's pretty much my haul.
Nice.
I still think Junior did a lot better than I did.
Well, apparently he's already over there running his layout, running the stuff that he pulled from the show.
Yeah, I can hear
it. That's awesome.
I heard him pull it out. I think he was really wanting to run that MTL 45th anniversary car. That and that Conrail one, because they both have graffiti on it. And unfortunately, I can't take my setup over there, Sparky, so you could go see it. I'm sorry. But yeah,
hey,
Sparky's definitely right.
Tom and come up with the yeah. Yeah, there we go. The module.
I think I need to blow the horn 3 times because now we're going in reverse.
Yeah. You have to come up with the Freak Junior cam. That's what you need to do.
Exactly. So am I going to add any lick and stick decals? No, but I had a guy try to sell me a whole bunch of them, and I said no. I said not this time. Oh, man. All right, Z, take care.
Oh, man.
So, take my phone, log in another. No, that is for Miss Freak to do. Because I even sent her the invite if she wanted to. So, and if not, I can always resend her the invite. All right, I'm gonna send it to you, Amanda.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna send it to her real quick.
Yeah, so after getting things straightened out around the house yesterday for this week, I went ahead and today I just kind of took it easy and decided I was going to go ahead and start swapping couplers. So,
yeah, it's a tedious job, man. I was doing all that when, Snowmageddon hit us down here, And if it wasn't for the fact of being so cold out there, and I mean, I know y'all up in the Northeast and the Midwest, y'all are used to it every year. We're not used to it down here. And in my entire life, I've never witnessed temperatures sub-zero. And I finally have. So, but I could not enjoy myself down in the train room or the garage. Hey, yeah. Hey, Amanda, turn your phone sideways. Okay. Close out, turn your phone sideways, and then come back in. I'll pull it back up. She'll pop right back on here in a minute. So, Trainshow bingo card. Was some guy selling a wood kit from the 1950s with no instructions? I'm pretty sure. All right, here. Why is your phone not doing the landscape? That is so weird. All right, turn your phone back. Well, we'll deal with it that way. All right, so... And Amanda, you're on mute. It won't even let me unmute her. That's a shame.
Oh, when it first came up, she was unmuted, but...
So, Nisi, Sub-Zero puts hair on my chest, so it also busts pipes in my house, too. So, I didn't have fun with that one. It looks like he put all of his new trains on there. Oh, we uncoupled. Oh, man.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
You got to tell him to tell us what's all going on, because I got you on the big screen.
They need an update.
As y'all can see, I put, including my new locomotives, I put a couple of new cars on there. However, there are 3 cars that are old, and I just wanted to put them on there for fun. And also, some of them maybe like a wheel popped off or something. As you can see, the last 3 cars are actually the ones I just wanted to put on for fun.
Oh, okay.
Some cars I didn't do because, well, in one car, a pair of wheels fell off. In the second car, well, during the live stream, it didn't have the right couplers. I just noticed. So this is what I'm showing.
So someone in the chat wants to see their circus flat car with their billboard on it. Do you remember what car that one is?
Billboard?
Yeah, it says Humanity Junction on it.
Humanity.
Oh.
Well, I think I can remember where it is. I'm gonna need a stool, maybe.
So for all of those who are wondering what the size of this modular in-scale layout is, this is a 2.5 by 5. So it's a 30 by 60. And we set it up so that way we have a friend who also has a in-scale modular layout, and we can connect it to his layout. So it kind of acts like a it might be in the trash. No, it's not in the trash. I think Junior's getting it. He's on that step stool in the background. But we have a local friend who's got an in-scale modular layout, and this is designed to connect to his. So the double tracks that run off of both ends, we could run trains through that, and then of course Aaron can operate a third train on the loop, which the double crossover is isolated in the middle, so it makes it perfect to do that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wrong one. There we go. And what's funny is I can hear not just them laughing through the camera, but I can hear them in the next room. Hey, Dave BNSF in scale. Welcome. I don't think I said hi to you yet. Now, there was a comment that Steve 87th put in there. I thought was pretty funny, Ray. I think you were walking away when I put that up on the screen. And it says, wait, your wife is muted. And you want to unmute her? This is a rare opportunity.
There is some truth in that. I will say that.
We're laughing with you, Amanda, not at you.
So, Risden and Rome Model Railroad. I'm wondering who you're asking who lives in Ohio. I do not. I live in Arkansas. Oh, we lost connection. So they dropped for some reason. But they'll be back, I'm sure.
The train
no.
needs a helix.
No. No. Uh-oh.
Can't find the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
It ran off and joined the circus.
Yes.
Oh, shucks.
Well, we know who's going to be helping Opa Dodge on his next voiceover. All right, Sparky. Have a good night, bud. I was hoping to get something Conrail for you, but I mean, N-scale is the best you got on that one.
This is the last time I said you.
I guarantee you it's up there. He's got at least half of the amount of cars I do. Not locomotives, but definitely half the amount of cars that I do.
The thing of it is when you need it, you can't find it. When you don't need it, you'll find it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's not happening either.
I tell you what, if Junior gets his running on Arduino and JMRI, he can come over here and help me get mine.
He can help me get mine. I mean, I got the JMRI kind of figured out on some of the things like Panel Pro. Robert was showing me the operation side of it. Man, it was mind blowing.
PK&W. No, actually, I've had that skirting has been up since, I guess it's been about Christmas time this year. I think is when I put it on. When I put that on there. Now I can tell you that big brown piece of wood that's sitting back there, that's new. I bought that a couple weeks ago before lumber went through the roof.
Yeah.
That's a 4 foot by 2 foot piece of masonite. That's the first piece.
The first one.
Yeah, needless to say, I wasn't about ready to go rob a bank to be able to finish out the rest of it yet.
So, what kind of backdrop are you going to put on it? Are you going to go photo or are you going to paint?
I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, to be honest, Jason. The first thing was just getting an idea as to whether I wanted to do masonite or if I wanted to do something else. That's the reason why I only bought one piece.
Yeah. Masonite works very well.
Yeah, I know it does.
Even, it doesn't matter if you're painting or if you're going to go the photo, because I was originally going to attempt the painting on mine, for the section that I went photo with it.
That's right, PK&W. You're the first person that's actually mentioned that they saw the skirting, and that actually came from the old 13 foot by 11 foot layout. I just repurposed it.
Yeah. No, it hides the legs.
Yeah, exactly. It hides all the garbage that's underneath the layout.
Right. I don't know I guess they're in there trying to find that car. I'm assuming they are.
We may have it.
We may have it. Who knows?
Heath. Yes, the backdrop will hide the metal posts. That's the whole point behind the metal posts. They're supposed to hold up the backdrop that's not there yet. Actually, the next thing that I have to do, now that I've got the second, that city suburb level put together, the next thing I want to do is I want to get the track up there for that done before I start doing anything else. Because it'll just be a lot easier to manipulate that without having to worry about where the backdrop sits and all the rest of that. So get the tracks laid first, and I can take everything else apart.
Yeah.
Your car was in the first. Ba-dum-bumps. Wow.
All right, I think we got something happening here. There it is.
Perfect place for it, too, at the end of the train. That
So
way,
that
if it
way when it
derails, it just knocks itself off.
Exactly.
Sorry, Heath.
So, Aaron, what did you
That's
say?
awesome.
It last because I just wanted to keep it a surprise or something like that.
You need super chats to get back and falls off the ride. Wow. Ouch.
Well, yeah. Dude, that would be an awesome super chat thing.
Hey, Jason, this is one of those things that I think we've discussed this before, is the cabooses. Is it cabooses? Is it caboose? Is it caboose? I mean, everybody's got a different take on that. If you've got multiple cabooses, how do you...
Per Webster Merriam, it's cabooses.
It's cabooses, okay.
And also per Craig, who's my very good friend, who's the ex-Federal Department of Transportation inspector that was assigned to railroads. Oh, that's such a big title. It's cabooses.
Okay.
So.
Well, there we go. Now we've got the official, and it's cabooses.
But I think the Canadians called it cabooses.
Cabooses.
So.
We'll have to get with Sparky or Chris on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then, of course, you got Caboosey.
Just as long as it isn't a Fred or a EOT.
Yep.
Ouch! Boy, it's a rough crowd here tonight.
It's so funny. Like Heath is getting roasted, and he's not even on screen. I think they put both of the billboards on that car.
He did.
Heard a fucker gaggle. Oh boy,
Steve, I'll let you research that one for us because I'm not looking it up. That's a good one too.
There you go.
Caboosters.
Only if they've got rocket motors in them.
Yeah. All right, so we got a good question. So, wifey, since that's what you're going by right now, what is Freak Jr.'s favorite car that he has at this point? And I'm hoping he does not say it's the Heath car.
Well, I kind of like all of them, but now that you mentioned it, I do like the Heath car.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Heath.
Jason, you taught him well. He's on fire tonight.
Heath, I want to know, what cut are you giving my son with all them super chats and super stickers?
My dad do like the car, the blue car with the lot of graffiti, but I mostly like the Heath car. It's just hilarious when we do it during live stream.
Oh boy.
Scrap line.
I thought that was a
good one.
Congo. Oh, never mind.
Oh, this is getting good.
Here we go.
Here we go. I'm serious. I want to know what that percentage is.
Yeah, really. I thought like to know.
I'm at least going to try to claim a tariff at some point on it. Oh, what is my favorite car or engine? Oh Lord, you're probably hearing my daughters out there, my two girls barking. I don't know if y'all can hear them or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you tell them to hush, they don't hush. Man, my favorite car or engine, man, that's tough. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a real tough one. I would probably say the locomotive right now is probably that cab Ford that I just got because I really like steam. I don't know. I mean, it's, I've got a set of, 4 F7s that were Bachmans. This guy at the train show. So speaking of, it's on the train show video, and I cut it off at that point, but you could see where he had this F7 unit. It was in Black Widow, and he just started blowing the horn in a railroad crossing that never came. And he was talking about the sound of it and everything. And I told him, I said, yeah, but the only thing is, I said, that locomotive's not prototypical. He's like, what do you mean? And I said, I've got 4 of them. I said, I got 2 A's and 2 B's. I said, Bachman forgot to put the second headlight on it. So I said, but I showed him pictures of where I, re-decaled it and converted it to a cotton belt, which made it prototypical. So though that would probably be my favorite out of my F units, because I've got several F units. And I guess it's because, I tweaked things, and that was kind of like a first time attempt of taking a locomotive and ripping, the name off of it. I had to sand it down because it wasn't decaled, it was heat painted. So it was stamped. And so you could still see the impression of it. And so I had to sand it down. I did a lot of work on that. Those 2 A units, especially. The B units was just slapping a road number on it. But that, I've got a lot of favorites, and it's for different reasons, for much different reasons. The car would probably be that cotton belt one that I just weathered, because that was my first attempt at doing a major weathering haul on any of my rolling stock. Most of the rolling stock that I've had, I bought pre-weathered. So yeah. Oh Lord. Man, that would upset, Day, BNSF, N-Scale. That would upset Marty, Vinny, because they all do BNSF. So, now, Aaron told me, he said he did not want to do an old railroad. He wanted to do something modern that he could see down the tracks. And, sometimes when he goes rail fanning with me, he gets real excited when he see the pumpkins coming down the railroad tracks. Because we live off of a UP main line, but BNSF does run a local, between North Little Rock and Memphis, Tennessee, and they come through these tracks. And then, of course, BNSF has other trains they run too. So,
well, you have to look at it, to a point, Jason. I mean, here it is. You've got the Southern Pacific and the SSW because you remember those from when you were a kid. For me, it's been the Baltimore and Ohio, the Chesapeake and Ohio, the Pennsylvania.
right.
It's those memories, because what's going to happen, unfortunately, and it happens to all of us, as we get older, we want to revert back to those because those were the times when we were having fun and we could just do whatever. And now we're adults, well, we can't exactly do it that way anymore.
Yeah.
If we do, we get in trouble.
So, well, and it's like I told him, he was thinking about Union Pacific, and I told him, I was like, well, your great grandpa worked for Union Pacific for less than 50 days. He was like, really? I was like, yeah. I said, he worked for the Cotton Belt. He worked for the Southern Pacific, and then he retired from the railroad in less than 50 days after the UP bought out the Southern Pacific. And he was like, well, I don't want to do UP. I was like, okay. I was like, well, you could do, what other railroads you want to do? And I showed him all the different ones that have come through the area, which is literally every single Class 1 railroad. Because being in, the central U.S., we see CN, we see KCS, Norfolk Southern, CSX. We see their trains come through all the time. CSX and Norfolk Southern, especially like when a hurricane comes up through like Mississippi and Alabama, they reroute a lot of their traffic, up through Arkansas for some reason. Even Amtrak comes through here. And he has seen Amtrak in person. We came back from the hobby shop real late one night. And when I mean real late, Amtrak doesn't come through here till 12:15 in the morning on the northbound train. So he has seen Amtrak. But he said he wanted to run something modern, and we were at the hobby shop, and the only thing that was modern at the time was UP and BNSF. And so he's like, I'll do BNSF. I was like, okay. But, that was his choice. So,
Right.
So I think I saw a question about one item if money was not an option. It would be a West Side Models Brass SPGS8 steam locomotive, already painted and decaled as the Cotton Belt 819. That would be the one and the only thing if money was not an option. So, well, Nissy, I mean, if you really think about it, what Class 1 besides KCS isn't?
Right.
UP has a lot of railroads, but, because the name Union Pacific is so pronounced because of the Golden Spike ceremony, they would never change that name. So there is only one still in existence, and the GS8 was really never a SP locomotive. They were Cotton Belt steamers, and the same with the GS7s. There was 15 GS7s and 5 GS8s that were leased to the SP for commuter service in California, and SP renumbered them at that time, and that's how they got classified as GS7s and GS8. The last GS8 that is still living is at the Arkansas Railroad Museum, and that's because the city of Pine Bluff is the owner of that locomotive. The Cotton Belt donated it to them, and that's the 819. And I got to ride it the last year that SP was still in business. There's a town outside of Pine Bluff. It's about an hour drive away. It's called Fordyce. And they have what's called something. It's like Railroad Days on the Cotton Belt in Fordyce. That's what it's called. And Fordyce was not really a big railroad town, but it was where the Rock Island and the Cotton Belt crossed each other's paths, per se. And so every year for the Cotton Belt days on the railroad, you would they would take people in Pine Bluff and run them down to Fordyce, as an excursion, and then that evening they would take them back. But the only people that they were run was actual railroad personnel and their families. So my grandpa, who worked for the railroad at the time, and this was in 95, my grandpa, who worked for the railroad, allowed, I got to ride in one of the passenger cars behind the 819. No one knew that was going to be the last year that it was going to run. And that happened to be the last run. So there's a little bit of sentimental, value in that. Because they are trying to refurbish it. UP offered to do it, but UP and the city of Pine Bluff does not want to work an agreement. And I don't blame Pine Bluff on that, because it was more or less that the 819 would have to go to Cheyenne, Wyoming, to where, UP Steam Fleet is. UP said that they would, this is what I was told, UP would get it back up in running condition, but it would have to be maintained at Cheyenne, not in Pine Bluff, who owns that locomotive. So city of Pine Bluff turned UP down on it, and so they're trying to find, people to help with that, but, they're not really getting anywhere with it. I think it needs a new firebox, and a lot of the people that knows that steam technology are, they passed on and gone. So it's one of those things. It's been in supposedly that repair state since 2000. So you're talking 21 years. So, but yeah, it sits. And as far as the other GS8, the only other thing that's left of it is its tender, and that was the 814, which was the last GS7. So. And they used that as an auxiliary tender for the 819 when it used to run. All right. Let's see here. So, does anyone have the Walters ethanol building kits looking for the full set? I do not. I think the only buildings that I had the full set for is the sawmill complex.
And when the Union Pacific version of the Southern Pacific, they combined the names and came up with Union Pacific.
So the funny thing is I think it went the other way around. I think the SP actually bought the UP, but because the UP was the more pronounced name, I'd have to look it up, man. It's so complex to how that whole buyout went. And it would have never happened if the ICC would have approved the SP-SF merger.
Yeah. The Kodachrome.
Yeah, the Kodachrome. Which they actually had some of their locomotives, and it was a mix of the SP Daylight and the Santa Fe War Bonnet, or Yellow Bonnet, colors. Yep. And that was the Kodachrome. And they actually had, both railroads had a lot of their locomotives painted.
Yeah.
With just either the SP or the SF. And it was like,
oops.
Yeah. So, yeah, Split Rock, you're right. The GS8 looks nothing like a GS4. And I'm wondering if it's a 484 that was built off of a 282 chassis. I think. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, only one manufacturer ever made it, and it was West Side Models, which was brass. I have contacted Athearn. I have contacted BLI. I have contacted Scale Trains, even after they bought MTH. I contacted Mike Wolf, too. No one will touch it because it's a one-of-a-kind. They can't offer it in any other railroads. Right. So you're looking at a very, very, very slim group of people that would even want it. Which, I mean, SP people could use it, but not as an 819. They would have to use it as whatever the railroad number was that, the SP used it for commuter services. So I think there was only one that was fully painted as SPSF. I think there was only one. And it was SP who did it. If I can ever, when Craig gets, he's a state representative here, so when he ever gets done with, his legislation and stuff, I'm going to try to get him on Sidetrack Sunday one night. And interview him and let him tell y'all stories. But I will tell you the live stream, I'd probably have to start 3 hours early because he has so many stories because he knows anything and everything about every single railroad in the United States and possibly Canada because he had to work with every single railroad. I mean, it's kind of like whatever the FRA rules were, he was the enforcer. So, if that makes a lot of sense. 4488. I think there was several, if I'm not mistaken, but 4488 was that. I don't think the 819 ever did commuter service. I think that's when it got donated to the city. But the other 19 locomotives, I know, did commuter service. I think there was 19. It might have been 18 because I think one actually involved in a train wreck. Does Craig have any good stories about the train freak? No. No.
Heck, we don't even have good stories about the train freak. No.
I have yet to find a good story about the train freak. They seem all kind of bad and boring. Yeah, there is 7 of them on eBay right now, but so let me rephrase that. Not that I want the GS8. I want it with DCC, sound, smoke unit, painted, and decaled as the 819. I've only ever seen one on eBay, and I've got GS8 as one of my saved searches. So I've only ever seen one of those come out just like that, and it went for $1,200. I don't know if I could spend that much on a locomotive.
Mrs. Freak might have something to say about that.
Yeah. Hey, we got Shay's InScale here. Oh, and Shay, there was actually a 2-truck Shay for sale at the train show, but I did not buy it because it had some issues. It was not in running condition. Well, how about that? So really, the Union Pacific is the Southern Pacific. But if the Southern Pacific was probably still called the Central Pacific, then it'd probably be called the Central Pacific Railroad. Yep, see, there you go. DCC, sound, smoke, and custom paint. Yeah, pricey. Well, hey, I can get the decoder pretty cheap.
Only thing you have to do is put in that 5-letter word, brass.
Yeah. Well, and making brass DCC is not an easy task.
Right.
Because it's like the locomotive, just the locomotive picks up on the left rail, the tender picks up on the right rail, or it's vice versa. And the right, whatever the tender's picking up is going through the throw bar, or not the throw bar, but whatever it's called,
the drawbar. Yeah,
drawbar. That's it, drawbar. So you're talking about having to run a lot of wires, and then of course headlights, class lights. I don't want nothing like. That's true too. But the reason why they kept the SP name and not the Rio Grande is because SP was more known than the Rio Grande. And that's also why the SP has the speed lettering.
Mm-hmm. I always loved the paint schemes of the Rio Grande.
Yeah, I like that speed lettering. It's so
Yeah.
cool. And of course, when they did that, they never speed lettered any of the subsidiaries.
I was just laughing at your wife's comment. That's all.
We ain't going there this time.
Hey, wait a minute. Where did Jason go? He's turned the same color as the room.
So speaking of carnival, who saw the carnival on the train show?
That was cool. That was cool.
And the music was coming from inside the tent. Inside the tent. And it had spotlights. I don't know if y'all could see it, but the tent had a spotlight inside. So it looked like someone was actually, it was like I don't know. I know you did. You were there.
Come on, Robert.
I still haven't even went back to watch that live stream. That he put me to work. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Hey, Rick, just to make you feel good, Robert actually bought some of your friends.
For what? Oh, boy. Sorry.
So, Ray, did you get to watch that live stream?
I didn't get a chance to watch the live stream. I saw your video though. That big derailment that they had.
So, I don't know. Like Robert's having some issues. He's got micro engineering turnouts, number 6s.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I was pushing a cut of cars back, yes, I did pick the most comfortable engine to switch with. That is so true. On the points of the Frog, even if it was lined straight diverging, it didn't matter. And even at some of the Frogs, the cars would derail almost every single time, and it wasn't the same car every time. It was different cars. And so Shay was talking about, making a drinking game out of it, that every time a car derails, you got to take a shot. Man, if that was the case, man, me and Robert, we wouldn't have been able to stand up after an hour. I mean, we would have been blitzed. So, but Rick, Robert actually I think he got some cypress trees, and the guy even sold the knees separate with the cypress trees, they look really good. I asked him about a loblolly, and he said, man, that's too tough. He had like almost every single tree there except for the loblolly.
Oh, jeez.
Amanda, do not get suckered in. Don't do something you'll regret.
Yeah, I must admit that Friday night stream with DC and Vinny, that was cool. And of course, her husband lurking in the background. That was hilarious.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one.
Oh,
because I was with Robert, when Vinny's stream was going on, so I didn't get a chance to watch it.
well, that was the first time I've caught Vinny's stream in what, 6 months?
And see, me, Robert, Amanda, and Robert's wife, we had this discussion right here. The important work that we're doing. and that is we were yard switching that night. So we were doing some very important work. All right, Pappy, you take care, bud. We'll see you next time.
Take it easy, Pappy.
Oh man, we've been going on for an hour and a half, man. I love these
Yeah.
streams. It's just, it's fun to talk about whatever we talk about at the beginning, and then just let the chat take over.
That's one of the things that I was telling Brian Page, because he just hit 200 subscribers, and it was one of the things that I had mentioned to him was, this community. I mean, we help each other out, and to do things like we're doing right now, that's what makes the stream. Here it is, we're a half an hour over where we want to normally end, but when the chat gets going, no, they didn't cancel bowling. We finished the season. We're done until August.
All right, Carl, take care, man. I appreciate you coming.
Let's put it this way. The bowling league is done until August. Unfortunately, being the league president, I'm not done. I've still got all the garbage to deal with between now and then.
And then hoping you don't get nominated and elected for next year.
That's already been done.
Oh,
we do that before the end of the season.
Oh, did you get reelected?
Yep. I guess I got to screw something up so I get kicked out. Vice president seems to like the change, but the treasurer, secretary, and myself, nope.
Nope, not at all.
We've been in office now for 9 years.
Oh, man. Wow.
Oh, that's all right though. It's cool. Mr. Nisi decided
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh boy.
That's awesome.
Something Nancy
Hey,
was
Nancy and the Spirit of Colorado Railroad just popped in, and you have missed all the fun. So we're just up here blabbering now. Well, I guess that's where the real fun begins. So welcome, Nancy.
Dave BNSF. Sorry, but I have to decline the nomination.
If I was doing that drinking game, Shay, and then I went to go bowling, my average would probably be 0. Because I would probably my ball would probably be in the next lane, hitting the pins on the other side, which still doesn't count to my points. Either that or I'm going past the foul line every time.
I don't know. I had a pretty decent year. I finished out at 207. Considering, no, it's not. Consider the fact that this is the first year back from breaking my wrist last year, and then the other stuff going on. Wow.
If anybody would know, it'd be Steve 87th piece.
I don't know, but Heath and Nisi are going back and forth. I'm not sure exactly what's going on over there. Yeah, Robert, I finished out at 207. My team went from we made it into the playoffs. We were the 6th seed, and we finished up as the 2nd seed, which that was a heck of a run. I didn't expect us to be there. Number one, I didn't expect us to make the playoffs. We kind of backed into it. We were only a half game in. Or let's put it this way, we beat the 7th place team by half a game or half a point. So it was, I don't know how the heck, I was just wondering how the heck we made it in. I figured we would be done in the first round. Instead, we made it all the way to the championship match and lost it there. So, but it was a good run. It was a good run. And I only do that. I only bowl once a week. And I think that, like I said, I just do it just to have something else to do. But oh boy, yeah, we've definitely gone. Steve 87 said Ray was a sailor too. Oh yeah. I've visited an establishment or two in my time.
So Ray, I think you need to tell Rick what the pins are originally made out of.
And the lanes.
And the lanes. The lanes
and actually the bowling balls too at one point were made out of wood. So
yep.
I bowl awesome with bumpers.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. The league that I'm the president of, I think we've got like 2 or 3 teams now that are drinking teams with a bowling problem.
I know about those. One of the teams I used to bowl with was called the Brew Crew.
And
then the other one was Fire Down Below, and if those two played each other, they would actually build a pyramid of empty beer cans. I kid you not.
We actually had a team that a couple of years ago was named Here for the Beer.
Yep.
One of the other teams was 2 balls and 2 splits, or 4 balls and 2 splits. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a mixed league, so you can figure that one out.
Yeah. Well, this was a men's league, when I did that one, and those 2 teams there, they would come drunk because the more drunk they were, the better they bowled.
Nope.
So the local lanes now only sell these huge pitchers of beer. The lanes that I used to bowl at would sell a bucket with 5 cans in it. And it was
I was going to say that the bowling alley up until last year, we called it the Tower of Power. It was actually a tower of beer. It was actually just a single cylinder with that like 8 or 10 glasses in it or whatever. Split rock. I bowled the 300 once. It took 3 games, but I did it.
That's awesome.
Oh goodness.
Roy, yes, the Brew Crew drank more beer than they threw balls. Only and that was the other thing about that bowling alley is they did not serve any hard liquor, so it was beer or nothing. So each one would literally buy 2 to 3 buckets of beer a game. So that's 10 to 15 beers a game. Each one. And it was a 5-man team. So you can just imagine how many cans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the recycling center was happy for them, because they made money. There you go. Split Rock was on a drinking team that had a bowling issue.
Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Anyway.
See, so I was one, I didn't really like the turkey. I always liked the ham bone.
6-pack.
A 6-pack. And then one of my teammates would always do the 5th one as Yahtzee.
Never thought about that.
As soon as he scored his 5th strike in a row, Yahtzee!
Oh man, yeah, that champ that last week that first game I shot 267. Oh, freaking 10-pin.
Hey,
wait a minute, what was that? Oh, he threw a 300 game 35 years ago. Let's see, mine.
How many games did that take you, Roy? 10? Now that's what's up. They brought a cake. What's up?
Let's see. Mine was in '99, so that was 22 years ago.
Wow. I've never bowled a 3. I've came close twice.
Now I've got two 298s, a 299, and the 300.
I've got a 290 and let's see, what was that other one? A 279? Yeah. A 290 I spared on the first frame, struck out the rest, and then bowled a 279, which was the 7-pin for me. I'm a lefty. Both of them were 7 pins. First frame in one game, and then fourth frame in the second game. And that's the closest I've ever shot a 300, and those are actually back-to-back games. And then I totally fell off on the third one. I think I shot like a 242.
Let's see. The night that I shot the 300 was 256. No, 250. 257, 300, 246. And I know shooting 803.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a while. Like I said, I've had the 99 and a pair of 98s, but I'll get there eventually. Like I said, I only do it once a week. It's and like I said, this right during when we were in the championship or the making the championship run, the first game I shot 267. I don't know what the heck was underneath my butt that night.
Yeah. And see, it would have been one thing if I was bowling like, regular league where you got the handicap helping. When I shot those two, it was on scratch league.
Well, that's the thing. I'm on a handicap. I'm on a handicap league, but I'm it's since I'm holding over 200, I'm basically shooting scratch anyway. So if I throw a 298, it's a 298. I don't get anything.
Well, and you're probably costing your team pins.
As long as I'm hitting my average, I'm not. It's the nights when I come out and shoot 155 that are a problem.
Yeah. Tom's saying he almost hit 100 once.
See, the thing of it is,
wow, we went from so Amanda makes a good point. We went from trains to bowling.
Yeah, well. Well, see, the thing of it is if we ever get the Strasbourg, dude, it's on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you probably whooped me up. So I went bowled the other. It's a couple of weeks ago, and I don't have my brace on now. But I'm sure you got your own bowling balls, which are custom fit to your hand. Most people don't know that league bowlers will typically use a custom ball.
Yep.
Well, it's been almost 2 years. It was August of 19 since the last time I bowled. And I did not come out of the ball right because I come out off the side. I don't come out from the back.
Mm-hmm.
And my thumb stuck, and it caused my wrist to pop. And I probably should have called it after the first game, but I went ahead and bowled 3 games anyways because that's what a league bowler does is bowl 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally jacked my wrist up, and it was swollen for a day or two. The swelling went down, but it had no strength for over a week. Normally I can carry, like my laptop one-handed, and I can just easily pick it up with this hand, and I couldn't even do that. So for those who is wondering about the wrist brace, it was a bowling accident. Who knew that bowling would have been a dangerous sport? So...
Well, I've got a whole bunch of different things that happened to me in the bowling.
Yeah.
I actually was going after a 7-pin one night and actually went off the edge of the lane because we were bowling was 23 and 24, and that was where they had the area way to go back to the pit. Well, I actually went and slid right off the end of the lane into the pit.
Well, and I've been to some of those bowling alleys where you actually had to step up to the lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a 3-foot drop, with just 2 stairs.
I actually started, Steve. I actually started bowling duck pins first, and that was down here in Maryland. That was big here for years. Up in New England, it's candlesticks, which is one of the things that I'd love to try. But
no. I've done duck pin a couple of times. That's with the smaller ball.
That's one of the one that looks like a softball almost. It's a little bit bigger than a softball.
And then I think the pins are like they have strings or something attached to them, so that way.
No, not
the
real
machine
duck
I
pins.
had strings attached to the top of the pins.
Yeah, not real duck pins.
No. Well, I don't know. That was that bowling accent. I've got. If Amanda's still in here, she can confirm it, Split Rock, because she was there. That was actually our date night that happened. So.
Blame it on Amanda. Look at you. Jeez.
I didn't blame it on her. I was just saying that was our date night. Hey, at least I hit my average the last game. So I'll go with that. My average when I did bowl league was a 186. So
Heath.
Yeah, I see Heath doing that.
See, that's the thing. I don't think I'd want to even attempt to throw a duck pin ball these days, because throwing the 15-pound 10-pin ball, I'd probably end up throwing that thing through the roof. Yeah, Dave.
I see Heath trying to throw it like a baseball, an oversized
duck
baseball.
pins were big around here until I think it was like the mid 80s, early 90s. But there still are a few duck pin houses around here. In fact, there's one not that far from me. It's what we call a split house. It's actually 10 pin on one side and duck pins on the other, which is kind of neat. But like I said, I've still got my duck pin equipment.
I've done that many times.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I didn't do it with the neon lit ball. I did it with the regular bowling ball.
I do. I'm not only for fun. My life tracks. I've played miniature golf quite a bit.
We've got a golf course here, but it's not in the best shape. And when I mean golf course, I'm talking like miniature golf. It's not in the best shape.
I'm used to taking the blame, right? No, that's Heath's job.
Yeah. I totally blamed Heath for it. That was totally his fault. So.
Oh, man.
Man, now I got to move all this stuff out and sort it and put it in my bins. All my train collection now.
Yep.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. You take care, my friend. And
take it
thank
easy,
you
Joe.
again for that Black Rock Central car, man. That thing was cool as heck. Oh, and we still got people joining. You know, we got James Galton jumping in.
Hey, James.
And we've been here for an hour showing the collection, and then an hour just goofing off and talking about bowling. Something not even train related. And we still have 34 people here. What the heck?
They're just waiting to see what else is going to fall apart.
Well, as long as Heath is still here, there's no telling. There is absolutely no telling.
Oh.
No,
man.
I'm hoping. So I can guess I can go ahead and fill y'all in on the layout a little bit, since I didn't do an update. So you just have to use your imagination. So the last thing y'all saw was the helix is gone, but I still had the two levels. You know, the yard and the the industrial complex on level 2. Level 2 is completely disassembled along that wall. Completely gone. bench work and everything. Level 1, I've got it half of the yard, before it curves, is gone. So that's where I'm at with that. So I'm almost to the point of where I've got that wall empty, so that way Amanda's uncle can come down and do what I need him to do. So that way I can get that garage fully turned into an actual train room. And I've got a design in mind, but since I went to Robert, played with his layout, and I saw where his sections were only like 24 inches deep, I'm like, man, I'm going to revamp. I'm going to relook at what I'm designing and revamp it a little bit and see if I can't try to add more to it. Because I've got it to where like the layout's like 30 inch, the boss is looking good, Jason. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I've got it 30 inches wide, and I saw how many tracks that Robert got in within 24 inches wide. So I'm gonna really look back into that. Oh God. Hold on. Here we go. I should have had that for your show, your last show.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, it's not just a sound effect; it's an actual game. And if you want to know whose game it is, it's Junior's.
Of course.
But of course, who got it for him?
It certainly wasn't going to be Amanda.
Robert, are you just now figuring this out?
Him and I have already had this discussion.
Uh-oh. It looks like we might be having a bowling night. It looks like we might be having a bowling night when we ever get to That's going to be fun. All right, Gus, I appreciate you being here, man. You take care.
Take it easy, Gus.
But yeah, I'm hoping to get that train room situated pretty soon because the summertime's coming and it's going to get hot to where I'm not going to be able to do much. And
yeah, I mean that's going to be really neat, Jason, to go ahead and wall that thing in and actually turn it into a climate controlled room that you're not going to have to worry about the leaves blowing in or the heat coming in or the cold coming in.
Well, and I will tell you what was worse than the leaves coming in was during Snowmageddon, we had 18 to 24 inches of snow. The crack at the upper part of my garage door is so wide that birds were flying in. Just use your imagination. The birds getting trapped in my garage, and my garage is mostly the train layout, what I had to go and clean up. So that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back on that.
Well, if they were over at the Sack of Sit or the Gamer and Thrones, then they were fine.
No, they were over at Passmore.
Oh, they were over at Passmore. I gotcha.
They were over at Passmore. And thank God it didn't land on the tanks. It landed on the styrene that the tanks are glued to. So I can literally cut a hole out of that and maybe put the office that my buddy John Goforth is working on top of that hole. So
see, the thing of it is you just turned your layout into something really neat. And you talk about dragons. Well, now you've got these huge birds that come in. You turn it into something from the medieval area.
Well, and Heath is the one who summoned them. So So I'm gonna have to build like a wizard's tower or something.
Amanda's saying this bunch together would be insane. Yes, we are.
Don't you remember the Christmas show?
Some of us have actually met in person.
I played that once. It's where you take a bow and an arrow, and you have a whole group of people that are drinking not beer but hard liquor. We did hard liquor, so it got more interesting. And one person takes it and shoots the arrow up in the air, and the last man standing wins.
Take it easy, Aunt Opa Dodge. And Grandpa
All right,
Rails
Opa
just
Dodge,
showed up.
have a good night.
Oh,
You
boy.
take care, my friend.
Keep the garage door closed, Grandpa.
Yeah. JD showed up.
That's what I was just saying.
Is it still daylight over there?
It probably is. Yeah, we had lawn darts too. Of course, my parents wouldn't get us the actual lawn darts. They got us the other ones that had the blunt. I guess they had a lead head in them, and they were just blunt. They didn't trust us with anything sharp.
Amanda, I've got a cot, and I've got an AC unit out there already. I just don't have heat for the winter.
Depends on the day of the week. Oh boy. Anywho.
And it is still light out.
Oh, brother. So,
Well, I guess the good thing is with me having the doghouse, because James is saying something about the doghouse. My dogs sleep in this house, so I guess I'm already in the doghouse. I'm in there every day. So, all right. Well, it's 2 hours. It's what, 10 o'clock?
Yep.
10 o'clock Eastern? Man.
Yep.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely.
And I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I gotta take out to the other side of the house, which is the garage. So, oh, God.
No. Two above that one. Your wife. I haven't fully recovered from that.
Well, this adds on to it.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
That just does not sound right. Hey Ray, you want to go rub 2 Ricks together? That just don't sound right. It does not sound right at all.
Oh man. All right.
Oh, I would love to build a layout in the doghouse. Because I'd have it going through every single room of the doghouse.
Wait, Vinny already does that.
Yeah, but Vinny ain't married.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh no.
No.
No. Shay, what is wrong with you, man? That one definitely needs to be flushed down the drain. Oh God! All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it. So,
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all coming on. No, go ahead, Ray. What you got?
Yeah, just a real quick public service announcement. Don't forget the next Sidetrack Sunday will be over on Rick's channel. Oh, brother.
Yes.
Next week. is on Rick, and then the week after will be back on mine. No, hey, John, no, I don't have the 23rd. Rick's got the 23rd. I've got the 30th. We switched because my daughter's graduation party next week. I don't know what kind of shape I'm going to be in. Oh, man.
All right. But yeah, Rick, the tree, will be hosting Sidetrack Sunday next week.
Yep.
Next Sunday. So
that's all right, John. It's all right. All good.
We'll have to steer what he's going to talk about. So, other than that, I don't think there's any other announcements.
No.
You're gonna be on the 5th Sunday for this month.
Yep, I'm gonna be on the 30th. Right.
So
that's Memorial Day weekend.
Right, which I'm gonna be camping, so I'll be out. So I won't be able to help you on that one.
Yeah, that's all right.
You'll have to grab the plunger yourself.
I'm sure there'll be another fun-filled adventure. I've already got something planned for the 30th, so hopefully it pans out. If it doesn't, then I'll go with plan B.
Well, it's going to depend on how bad Rick clogs it up next week with all the paper. So.
Oh,
Here you go. Here you go.
She's catching on quick. I tell you what.
Yeah. Missy, I do not know if you want to venture into that or not.
After party at the Crow House.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, man.
All right, y'all. Well, hey, Randall, just make sure the paper's not already painted brown. All right, y'all. I'm serious. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one off. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with our usual brand of nuttiness, as Ray always says.
Oh, yes.
And so
we wouldn't have it any other way.
And I will see y'all around the roundhouse. So happy railroading to each of y'all, and y'all take care.
Take it easy, folks. We'll see you.
Bye.